a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your
Having
man.
some discrepancies
I'm all alone by the telephone, waiting for
LeBron took offense. LeBron took offense to the announcer saying that he's going to get those calls against Jim.
It's a shame the way you play with my emotions. It's a shame the way you mess around with the man. You're like a child at play.
The competitor in LeBron James comes out.
But you play with her and then you throw it away.
Like to tell Tupac, keep his guards up, we ride with him. What I'm saying, like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't have to worry about the data producer trying to be.
It's a shame the way you play around with my heart. It's a shame the way you hurt me. Man, that's what that boy LeBron is saying right now to his publicist. Not now. I don't need this right now. I didn't want to do this, man. It is a shame. This is part 4 to Debunking The Bron. And we need to get right into it, man. We're going to start off with the fatherhood piece. Coming off a personal experience from being a child, having a great father, and trying to be a good father. Pardon me, striving to be a great father. So this comes from a sensitive spot, man. And I said sensitive because I didn't want to come at the guy, man. I really didn't. But since this is his third charge, and I say third because the first time I let it slide, the second time I watched people flame him, and now I'm like, okay, it's a go. This guy doesn't get it. The first time he hopped on his son's hoop court was an AAU game where he did a dunk contest. And it's a shame that he had to hop on his son's AAU basketball court to do a dunk contest, but never got into the dunk contest. Remember, he told people he was going to get in a dunk contest with Dwight Howard. This could have easily been on Oh How They Forgot. But it never happened because probably his publicist told him if you lose, it won't be a good look. Needless to say, Mike lost dunk contest. I want to say a couple of the greats. Sean Kemp might have came in second place. Steve Francis put on the show. You get my point. Hey, it happens. If you lose, it's a dunk contest. The point is you went out there, you gave your so-called fans, because you're the man of the people, a show, right? But you hop on Bronny's stage and do a dunk off. You get in the layup line and you know, you do some flashy dunks, man. The guy, he's 6'9". I mean, I hope he can dunk. And I just hope he can. But Skip Bayless and a couple of the other guys flamed him. I want to say Jason Whitlock did also. And a lot of brothers came to defense and said LeBron is a great father. You know, for a guy who grew up in a single, parent household, he's doing great things. And I totally agree. Growing up the way he did, LeBron is a success. You heard who did it say that. He is a success. However, they never talk about the guy who discovered LeBron James and he noticed that he was a big 9-year-old and took him in and let him live with him, and so on and so on. And the great story of this young man, man, began. No, they only want to talk about his mom for some odd reason. Because the NBA cares, just not about niggas. But, let the story go on. So then the second time, he gets into a 3-point contest once again. We know he's not going to get into any 3-point contest. But you go back and forth with a little white kid and, they let you have it. Saying like, why do you need to do this? Because he's an attention whore. Now, this time, you hop on the court and you get mad because the announcer told the truth that it's LeBron James' son. And there was a questionable call. You don't like it. You get butt hurt. You grab the mic like Suge Knight in The Source in 1995. The Source Awards, that is. If you all know, he grabbed the mic and said, anybody want to be an artist? Come to death row. And all the Crip niggas and Bloods was whoop-de-whoop. You know what I mean? Like everybody was letting it be known. And then that's when the bad boy death row so-called beef went on. You want to do that in a suburban area at an AAU game. Man, I would love to see him in some settings. I would love to see him in the 17th Ward in Enola. I would love to see him in one of the wards in H-Town, Houston, Texas. I would love to see him in certain spots in the D, that being Detroit, South Dallas, obviously the Chi, Compton. Hey, even where I'm at right now, in certain spots in Pittsburgh, the North Side, East Liberty, I'm going to shout it out, Homewood. That Negro ain't built like that. He would be needing a whole bunch of snookies like Varnell Hill off of Martin. He's not built that way. He's Holly weird. He's not even Hollywood no more. And it's sad because that seed line has already been promoted and spread out. That being his son, Bronny. But because he's a child, I feel like that would be a low blow to come at that little dude. But I'm not going to let it slide, man. You did that because they let you. Nike let you, and I'll be honest with you, you do have a ruling class mentality. But nigga, you ain't built like that. I would love to see somebody check you. Yeah, sure, I believe LeBron can throw a couple punches. I believe he can hurt you. He's 260 pounds, and don't y'all forget that. He's 6'9". He's one of the best athletes to ever walk the planet. But his heart is still questionable. That ain't the point. You don't show up for Blaze Pizza. You tell the man of the people. What people we talking about? I forgot, man. You're a globalist. You're not talking about our people. You can't be talking about the disenfranchised, unfortunate. You can't be talking about the ghetto. Just because you wear the do-rag, nigga, don't make you fabulous. Alright? Don't make you Nas, don't make you none of them. To be honest with you, bro, like, it's a little played out. You look more like Coco Beware off WWF. Alright? All he needs is a pigeon or a parrot on one of his shoulders, and that nigga's all the way Coco Beware. Alright? But then we go on to obviously this most recent situation with his publicist. And I saw Ticket TV's live stream, and I totally agree with some of his guests. Hey, we was done with you when you couldn't even tell us some good things about Malcolm. You had the Malcolm X autobiography, which most of us read by 7th, 8th grade. Hell, a lot of us watched the Denzel Spike Lee movie. We get it, man. All you could say is he was a great man. And by the way, who was asking him them questions about that book that I saw that went viral? Rachel Nichols, the so-called. So-called what, who did it? I'm going to let your mind wander. I don't want to violate YouTube guidelines. I don't want to promote hate speech. And I don't want to come off anti-Semitic. So she is a so-called who's married to a so-called who is a director in Hollywood, I believe. Max is his first name. Yeah, your publicist said they're sick of Me Too and BLM. Well, guess what? Me too. And I could say we too. We are sick and tired of these left wing. But you know who else we're sick of? The left wing LeBron. We're sick of all the antics, the attention-seeking behavior, the narcissistic lifestyle. Man, for a guy who's kicking 37, you seem like you are always trying to stay relevant. And real G's, they move in silence. Whether you're talking about the ones who move in criminality, or if you're talking about those in politics, after a while, you don't got nothing else to say. People talk for you. You're the only person I see like that's so-called promoting a ruling class mentality that needs to tell people you're a king. After a while, we have to ask the question, hey, my man, when are you going to sit it down and let your son be the heir of the throne? You call him a future king, let him be that. But that's probably saying too much. When I had a father, I still do have a father, but when I was coming up, and my friends can attest, there was times my father had to step in when politics seemed to be looking a little hazy. My 9th and 10th grade year. He had to put certain people on blast, especially in baseball, because our team wasn't that diverse. A couple little antics, went on. But once I hit maybe 16, 17, that's life, son. There are going to be people who talk crazy to you. And in 9th and 10th grade, I talked back crazy too, to adults at times. umpires, referees, definitely fake assistant coaches in my high school. Like, it was something that I would love to like throw their hands with. But the point is, a father's supposed to father you 24 hours, but he never goes out and actually does all of the dirty work for you. But that's what's happening. LeBron James is a Hollywood parent, and I don't hate him for it. I'm just calling it out. Like, stop saying this dude is a man of the people. He's a globalist. What people? What people we talking about? Talking about the Pride Month people? We talking about the people that wear the dark clothes and throw up the wannabe gang signs, but we know, they're promoting a different God? The Luciferians? You talking about them? You talking about him, Wade, Mello, the Banana Boat Crew? What? A man of the people, what people? Do you mean the guy that didn't show up at Blaze Pizza? You mean the guy who got banged on a fast break by a high school kid, which was cool, by the way. Instead of saying, that's what I'm talking about, man. Being a man of the people would say, man, you got me. Your whole squad confiscated the tape. You think we forgot? This is the same man. I can't let it ride. And that's why I'm saying it's a shame, man. It's a shame, dog. You a man, bro. Be one. You a man or a myth? Now, I know my man made a whole video of 100 players being better than you. I thought it was quite intriguing, and he does have a point, believe it or not. Now, athlete? Oh, he's maybe third to none, because I don't think he's a better athlete than Mike or Wilt. But after that, you could argue he might be the best athlete to come through the NBA. Oh, excuse me, Dr. J. There's other guys, a couple other guys, Dominique Wilkins, obviously Vince Carter. We don't need to go down there. Even Zion Williamson, but he's in that mold. Here's the point, though. Bro, you don't have nothing else to say, man. End your career on a good note. A good king courts in the next people, but he's never paranoid that he's going to be replaced. I don't think Mike was really paranoid. Did he see Penny and Grant Hill and a young Kobe and AI coming? For sure. But once he knew that he was on his way out, what'd he care? Hey, man, it's already stamped, man. I won 6 championships. Next. But this is this guy, man. Fatherhood, he needs to be sat down and talked about, man. You are doing a disservice to that young man. And then obviously the publicist that you hired, you need to do a little bit more research, man. You're so woke, but maybe you already knew, just like you knew when you was capping for Hillary Rodham Clinton, Uncle Joe, and you're a man of the people. What people? It's a shame, y'all. And this is Debunking The Bron Part 4. This was more of a rant than an actual informative piece, but I just can't take it, man. Y'all have a glorious day, man. And I'm out. Peace.
Not right now.